Hello and welcome to Lifetime in Court, the show where we break down your favorite made-for-TV movies one bottle at a time. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and today we are talking about... and today we have a special guest, Bennett! And today we're talking about The Single Mom Conspiracy. The alternate title here is An Organized Killer. The movie stars Samantha Cope, Damian Carney, Triana Brown, Allison McAtee, Allison McAtee, Aubrey Stevens, and Andrew Spach. On the show, we either pour it up or put a cork in it. So what are we going to do to this movie? What are we going to do, Bennett? Put a cork in it. And it's really sad about it. Now, if you haven't seen the movie and you want to avoid spoilers, you're going to want to go ahead and hit pause and come on back because I'm going to do a quick little recap starting now. The movie starts off with a masked female assailant killing a blonde woman. Cut to Grace, who is reopening a restaurant that she acquired from a messy divorce with her alcoholic husband, James. Grace enjoys cocktails and male servers with her friends, Kristen and Jacqueline. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it for this review. Little do they know, Grace and the bartender, Alex, are already hooking up, despite the big age difference. This movie is rude. The age difference can't be that much. Grace unwinds from a hard day at work with some cheese, red wine, and a sauna. Are we sure she's not the villain in this movie? Because those things don't go together. The masked assailant is back and attacks Grace while she is mixing red wine with white. Get your life together, Grace. After the attack, Grace decides to find a roommate for safety. Her search turns up duds until she hears a woman being rude to Alex, the bartender, at her restaurant.
Can I get a menu, please?
Here.
Wait, I actually know what I want. A dirty martini. Ice cold, like my heart.
The woman's name is Lilith, and she wastes no time asserting herself as the villain of this movie. Lilith rummages through Grace's purse, steals some perfume, and haggles down the price of her rent. Grace's teenage daughter, Charlie, played by an actual teenager, which is unusual for Lifetime, isn't into the roommate idea, but she hates her mom so much that she's happy to have someone else in the house. Charlie has an asthma attack and almost dies when Lilith intentionally can't find her inhaler. She's all like, "Inhaler? Is this it? What? Okay." Grace saves her daughter, and Charlie is a typical teen and is ungrateful.
I almost died while you were out on the phone with Alex.
Honey, it was work.
Really, Mom? Is Alex work or play? You haven't even been divorced for 5 minutes.
Charlie,
Lilith watches Grace and Alex get it on and is surprised to see the neighbor, Kristen, is also a peeping Tom. Or a peeping Tina. The next morning, Kristen calls Grace to tell her that it is against Homeowners Association guidelines to rent out the room because it devaluates the neighborhood. One of those neighbors. Lilith overhears the conversation and kills Kristen with a hammer.
Nice try, Kristen.
I like it here.
Get out of my house. I'm calling the police.
Kristen really milks that death scene and shows off her physical agility. Detectives question Grace about the murder, and Lilith is ready to intervene with her gun. Since there is so much wine drinking in this movie, it is about time for Grace to be roofied. Who knows what happens here? The movie kinda lost it for me for a bit. Jacqueline, who set up Grace and Lilith for the restaurant meeting, starts to think something is off with the new roommate. Jacqueline calls a friend who has the references, and they find out that Lilith isn't her real name. Lilith attacks Jacqueline before she can warn Grace. By the pool, Lilith opens up to Grace about being a lesbian, and her past relationships include one with her foster brother. That relationship caused her to swear off men for the rest of her life. Then they kiss by the pool. The whole thing is problematic for so many reasons. Charlie throws her mom a surprise party and is held at gunpoint and forced to invite alcoholic, now sober James. Then she is locked in the sauna. Lilith sends Grace a video to lure her to the house. When Grace and Alex show up, everyone is surprised to learn that Alex is the foster brother and has been working with Lilith all along. Everyone fights, and Charlie is saved, but the weirdo siblings get away. The movie ends with Grace and James back together, and he's got a sobriety chip. The weirdo step-siblings move on to their next rich target. And that is Single Mom Conspiracy. So the movie had a lot of fun things going for it. It was pretty well written as far as the dialogue goes. I like that the character of Charlie was played by an actual teenager, so that was pretty interesting for Lifetime. Usually they have 30-year-olds playing teenagers, so I appreciated seeing an actual teen playing a teen. That was cool. Maybe she was like doing some TikToks in the background or whatever the youngins do these days. I have no idea. There was just some content things that made it problematic. And you know, when you bring someone in as a roommate, it's always going to turn out to be dangerous in a Lifetime movie. So I was here for that. But then once we got into the backstory with her being a lesbian because she had a bad relationship with a man. What is that? That is so stupid. The whole lesbian kiss just seemed salacious for television, or it didn't feel genuine. And then having the character be lying about all that and dating her half-brother or whoever he is just was a twist that no one saw coming because no one fucking wanted it. This movie also had a lot of wine drinking in it, so you'd think I would have been into it, but drinking red wine in the sauna? That's insane. What are you doing? That's not refreshing in a sauna. And then going right to white after that? You're gonna be really hungover and have a really bad headache. Grace. And now it is time for the Minority Report, the segment where we talk about representation in TV movies and why it matters. There's only a few actors who are POCs in this movie. Obviously, we had Jacqueline, the best friend, played by Trina Brown, and Dr. Todd, played by Rico Fajardo. I would normally ding the movie for not having as many actors in leading roles that were POC, but the character of Jacqueline was so fun, and I know that that's not how you say her name, but I'm just saying it to make it even more fun. I just loved her character. Well, we want more of Trina Brown Lifetime. Come on, let's get on this, okay? And that wraps it up for today's show. If you want more Lifetime in Court, you can follow me at Patrick Miguel or the show at Lifetime in Court. We also have a website called lifetimeincourt.com. and a podcast, also called Lifetime in Court, which is currently on hiatus. If you'd like to subscribe and like this video, that would be great. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Emojis, please. Let me know what's happening. And yeah, tell your friends. Hide your kids, hide your wife, whatever. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Don't forget to donate to our Ko-fi page. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye!